happening here. Maybe I'll just close all these other tabs. Okay. So in climate trolling analytics, the thing we're working with is conversions, and specifically how you write goals that involve dynamic URLs. And so, actually, the way to edit the goals themselves is in admin, and as you told me, and you go to goals here. And yeah, so I guess I'll just go through these in order and sort of share what I learned about the first 3 goals you made, and then I made a 4th goal. And I know that it's working, but I actually think there's ways to do it that are a little less complicated. But okay, so the first major thing I learned is that this destination, this is the page that people end up on.
Right.
For the goal to convert. And it has this relationship with this funnel that I didn't understand until I read a lot about it. The destination will register as a goal conversion. No matter how somebody got to this page, the goal will register as converted if somebody hits that page.
Right. That's my understanding.
Okay, so the funnel is like another thing that's like you can track how they got here, but you can't prevent a goal conversion from triggering whenever somebody hits this destination page.
Right.
So it'll say, oh yeah, there was a conversion through your funnel, and that's awesome, and here's how that happened.
I see. So if they get there through another program page,
it still counts.
Right, and the challenge I had was because the link, the final link doesn't show the ID of the program.
I see. Okay. Yeah. So in the goal I created, I guess I only got as far as I only tried to get as far as them going to the register page, where it asks you to fill in all your information and stuff. I don't think I took it to the next step of like, okay, they filled in all their information. Here they are on the place where they say whether they want to live in a tent and stuff.
That was my problem, is being able to do that, the final step.
Okay, gotcha. And so it changes from a program ID to like a something else, right?
It changes to like /register, and like a registration ID is appended on it.
Yeah, gotcha. Let's see. Okay, well, I'll just share whatever else I've learned, but I may have to. I don't think that what you're describing is a problem myself, but let me just say what some of the things that are going on with these original goals. This one is going to convert every time somebody hits the register page,
right?
Which is why there's like 300 odd conversions on it.
Right.
Okay. This one I think works in terms of the funnel, like, and I was able to look and learn, like so it's the funniest thing, because if you go to this goal, this is meditation retreat for everyday life. So 489 people hit the program page, but none hit. So it's not tracking any of these funnel conversions.
Right.
Which is strange, because it looks like this URL.
Well, wait a minute. The only one it would track it for is that particular program. So go back to the reporting.
Okay.
And let's see. It's not showing. Oh, here. On the right, it's showing the funnel.
Well, it should be showing the funnel like this. We talked about this earlier, but I think what happened is there's a space in this URL.
Well, I thought I fixed that when we talked.
Oh, okay. So that's probably what's going on.
Apparently I didn't, so.
Yeah. So probably that funnel works properly otherwise. But you're still going to get you're going to get maybe 15 people trickle through the funnel. Actually, 29 in this case, right?
Right, but how come it's not showing that in the middle?
It's because the funnel you've defined, the next step in it is a URL that doesn't work because it's got a space in it.
Oh.
So it's saying 0 people went to that URL that had a space in it.
Yeah.
What did people do instead? Well, 29 of them went to this URL, which is of course the URL that we care about. So,
yeah.
So that's that for that. For Lion's Roar, this looks good, except it. Let me just see the funnel through number 2. Basically, nobody hit this original link that has to be the first element of the funnel.
Right, and so that's you know, when you do a campaign, you can use Google's URL builder so that you know where that's coming from. Like in this case, I built that URL with Google's URL builder and gave it to Lion's Roar to be the link for the ad. And that's how I know they're coming from that specific ad.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I wonder why Google Analytics is not finding any people hitting through this original funnel, like through that that link.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. Okay. So it could be that.
But let me think about this. Go to the reporting.
Okay.
And go down to, scroll down, I can't remember what it's called. No, on the menu. Oh, acquisition. Click on acquisition. And then click on campaigns. And do all campaigns. And how many, that's not showing it all. Hold on a second.
So here's Lines for a meditation retreat.
Yeah, so that's working. Maybe I shouldn't be trying to use that link in the goal because I can get reporting on the specific campaign through that other avenue.
Okay.
And maybe the goals don't work with that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't totally understand this whole this thing perfectly. So that's
So all is Google built. Google, you fill out a form with the URL builder, and you tell it, like the name of the campaign, the source, and stuff like that.
And this is what it gives you back. Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
And that's how it ends up showing under the acquisitions. But now that we just walked through it, I'm realizing in the goal, it doesn't matter because I can do specific reporting through acquisition on the ad.
Gotcha.
So the goal should probably not be set up specific to a campaign.
Okay. Gotcha. Now I will say that the funnel doesn't appear to be working, but the goals, I believe, are tracking properly. And that's like this URL, like if I end up at this URL, a goal registers, I think is happening correctly. And you're seeing about.
Is that the URL I originally put on the?
I believe so.
That URL, I don't think ever. Oh, that means they're on the registration page.
Yes.
They wouldn't, that doesn't show actually having registered.
I think you're right. Yeah, now I'm confused. Should this be profile? Yeah, because
I'm confused, but the bottom line is how I want them to be set up is so that we know that they've registered.
Understood. Okay. Yeah, I think I know how to do that. So, but as I think about it more, but I'm just sort of going through these things one by one.
Yeah.
So this, anytime somebody hits the register page, it converts. Right. And did we already go through this one?
Yes. Well, it was the same as the meditation for retreat for everyday life.
Okay. Let me just look at the funnel here because I think the funnel may work on goal 3. So the funnel does work.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, because it says, I demand that people go from the program page to the register page with this program ID.
Right.
Um,
Can you go back to the power of kindness? To the report?
Yeah, sure, but what I'm a little confused about is I hit register, and don't I get to profile with that program ID? I'm surprised that register
I
with
skipped
program
the
ID.
profile part because they have to go through the profile.
Right, but when I go to register, does it still have this query string?
Yes, on the registration page. It loses it on the after you register.
Okay, gotcha. So if I sign in and do that thing that you said is working now again. Okay, no worries. I may have typed the password wrong. I'm seeing profile, program ID is whatever.
Continue.
Come on. Yeah, okay, perfect, great. That makes life really easy. Great, that makes life really, really easy. Okay.
So I don't bother putting in the profile page because regardless, they have to go through that.
Understood. Okay. So one thing I want to point out about this funnel is, okay, the program page.
Can I just look at it before you start pointing out things?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so what this is saying is 168 people went to the program page in this time period.
Yeah.
And 10 of those people went to the registration page.
Right.
And then what's the last one?
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say is that of those 10 people, 100% converted through this funnel. And there's a reason for that. The reason is because there's 2 steps in the funnel, program with the query string and register with the query string, and then the goal itself is just register. So it's because the funnel is set up a little bit redundantly, it's always going to be 100% because by the time you hit here, you're literally already here. If that makes sense. So it's not doing any damage, but.
That one looks different. The results look different because my recollection was that particular one was the one that was showing like all the URLs, but maybe it was just the meditation.
I think you're right. So it's a couple things. Anybody who hits register is going to register as a conversion on Power of Kindness.
Right, but we're not seeing that now.
We are seeing that now. See all these registrations? How many? So see, what I had to learn and what was the most time consuming was like, the funnel is pretty divorced from the goal. Like the goal converts whenever anybody hits this URL, period. You know, there's nothing else to it. Now the funnel is like, hey, if you want me to track how many people got here through the route you specify, we can create a little area for that down below. You know, but there's sort of 2 separate things. So this thing is properly tracking that 168 people hit the program page you care about. Of them, 10 hit the registration page for this program, the Natural Awakenings thing. And of those 10 people, yes, indeed, all 10 people were on the registration, were on /register, you know. But
yeah, I get that, but
those aren't the only 10 conversions there were. There were also about 300 other conversions, all other people who one way or another round up.
But it's not showing that now.
I believe it is. This is showing all the conversions there have been. And this is showing only the conversions that go through the funnel. But
I see.
I'm saying they're divorced from each other. You can't make the funnel you can't say, hey, there's no goal conversion unless you go through my funnel. You can only say, here's the single thing that converting a goal means. And also, I can track, you know, to see if you went through the funnel that I thought you would.
Right. I gotcha.
So because that's true, there's 300 odd conversions because anytime somebody hits the register page, it converts. But it's also almost correctly tracking the funnel itself. And we've learned that of 170 people who hit the program page, 10 registered. And of those 10, all 10 of them were already on the registration page, which is why these numbers are the same.
Yeah.
So, so the thing that sort of bent my mind a little bit is that this is sort of it's standalone. It's basically that's all you get to say about the goal conversion, and then the funnel is like the steps leading up to that.
Right.
But I could come here from Yahoo.com and it still counts as a goal. It just won't go through the funnel, like I said.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, I think I do. Go ahead.
In theory, oh no, never mind. Go ahead.
So are you content if people hit this register page with a query string, or do you want them to actually register and then it's?
No, I want them to actually register so that we know that.
So that they know that they dropped in and that they did it, and this is the funnel they came.
And where we're losing them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Well, what I was going to suggest is we can't predict what the query string is going to be, but do you? My feeling is this: if I go to a program page and then the profile page or whatever, and then the register page, I think it's fine to skip the profile page, like you said. Although it might be nice to include it because then you know where people drop off.
True.
Like you know exactly where people drop off. But anyway, okay, I did the program page, the profile page, the register page. All of those had a query string that we can predict. And then suddenly I filled in all this information and clicked this register button and the query string changes.
Right.
But maybe what's the name of the page with no query string after I click this register button?
Just register without the /program stuff.
I see. Okay.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I mean, we know when people register. Oh, we don't know how much of that comes from website traffic. That's what it is.
Okay.
Because initially I started thinking, well, do we really need this? Because we know when people register.
Right, and you also, of course, are going to register through the program page. Now, knowing people's drop-off rate, I think, is helpful. Like, how many people skim a program and drop off there? How many people hit the register button and they see their profile thing and they're like, I don't want to dig up my information, drop off there.
Right.
I think that's somewhat useful information.
Right.
It might be interesting to know who your conversions are, like where else on the internet your conversions are coming from. I think that.
Oh yeah, but the goal doesn't allow you to do that. The URL builder thing, the campaign. Well, but you can't.
You could probably track what program registrations started out on your Facebook page, for example.
Yes, that's a good point. But I'm just thinking about like all the different places where our URL is all over Shambhala sites. They're on. It's on like any listings we do on event sites.
As I think about it, I doubt you would be able to track that because, of course, other sites aren't going to have your Google Analytics tracking ID on them. But one thing I will say is that you can do this reverse goal path thing, and it says where people were a few steps ago, which is kind of cool.
But that's it wouldn't show where they came from, right?
Well, I think it kind of shows where they came from on your site, but not on other sites. Like it shows that people started out on the advanced programs, which is kind of cool to know that they're using that page. And then they finally, of course, ended up registering for 56.
What does entrance mean? Is that they went?
I think it might be that's when you come in off another.
Like from one of our emails?
Yeah, or from Facebook or something else. It's saying, hey, they came from somewhere else on the internet, and here's where they showed up.
Okay.
So this must have been like an email or something else somewhere that's talking about this marketing seal program, and then.
So what's the bottom line? Is there any way to track the The conversion, the registration, the actual registration.
So you can track, we know how to track it all the way until this page.
Right.
And your question is, can we track the number of people who got to this page, who fill everything out and click this button?
Yes.
I think so. But yeah, let me just fill this out. You guys are gonna have to pre-authorization code for this square pixel. Whoops.
Yeah. It's a different program.
So yeah, please delete this. But
yeah, I'm pulling up Omnis right now.
Okay, so here we are with register with a query string. If I hit register, great. Now we have a registration ID. So you know what I thought would work is if we do, like, I'll just change this for power of kindness, I guess, or should I make a new one?
No, you can change it.
Okay. I'll bet if we did this, it would work. Because
Why?
this begins with URL is saying, please register a conversion anytime somebody hits a URL that starts with these characters.
But then that means it would still track for any program.
That's correct. But okay, somebody came in through the program of ID 5587, then they came in through the register ID 5587. They hit the register page, and then they finally registered for some program. I think it's just very likely that the program they registered for is the one they hit the register page for, but it's not certain. We wouldn't know, but I think in 90% of the time, the program I ended up registering
No, because it would be the same thing. It just would be a smaller pool than ending it at the /register.
I didn't understand what you just said.
So if we kept it the way it was before without the question mark registration ID,
right?
That would get more people. So let's say that gets us 500 people because of all the different programs that people register for. And with the question mark registration underscore,
yeah,
it would just make it a smaller number.
You're right. And I hadn't thought of that. But it's also true that we would be able to track a funnel. So the goal thing still would be screwy because it's going to track every registration. But the funnel would tell us this number would now be 4, let's say, or 6 instead of 10.
But it would still, that number would still be conversions to all programs.
No, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be because this 10 people, remember, there's like 400 conversions for all programs, but there's only 10 people who made it this far down the funnel, right? So you have 160 people who hit the program with the ID 5587, and that's what you need to even get in this funnel. Now you're at the registration page with ID 5587, and you're one of these 10 people. And currently, all 10 of those people are already on the register page, so there's a 100% conversion rate from here to here. But if
in that case, it doesn't matter what we put, whether we put the registration underscore ID or not.
It does matter because the question is, you got this far, which corresponds to us being.
Because we know that's a registration page.
That's right. They already made it to the registration page that we specify. And then the question is, did they ever end up making it the next step to where they actually registered? And this number would then turn to like 4 people, let's say, and you would know that of the 10 people who made it to the registration page, 6 dropped off the phone.
Right.
But this number would still be kind of garbage because it's just going to track every conversion there is. As you said, it's just a smaller number. It'd be 50 instead of 400.
Yeah.
So I can think of some. I didn't understand that was the main problem we were trying to solve. I can think of some solutions to it, but the one that comes to mind is passing in another query string onto this page, and I feel like that would be probably 3 hours of programming.
I don't know that it's worth it because getting the number from the funnel as opposed to the graph, I can't think of why that matters. I guess it would matter if I had to give reports to somebody.
the thing that you would learn from doing this thing that I just suggested is you would learn for this program, whatever it is, 5587, Power of Kindness, how many people hit the registration page but bounced off. That's what you would learn that you don't.
Right. No. Yeah, I don't think I said what I was trying to say very clearly. The goals that we see in the graph, as opposed to the funnel, those numbers, I don't really care about them because I can see them I can see that number in the funnel. Like even
I see what you're saying.
Even if those goals were accurate, I still have the number down here at the bottom of the funnel.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm getting the right data. I just have to I have to look at it at the funnel, and I have to know that that's what I need to do.
I think you're right. I do think you're right. I think also that maybe I should ask David just for his somewhat better intuition on this or something, because this has this feels like a hack, you know what I mean? Where it's like it works, but we have to remember a special thing, and we're also getting garbage data that somebody may later make reports out of and stuff.
Right.
So there may be an easy solution to this. Let me think. But maybe I should ask David about it. But I agree with what just the specific thing you just said. I definitely agree with.
Yeah. So for now, it's fine. For now, I can at least use it.
Okay.
If I set up the goal correctly.
It sure would be nice if there was like a query string related to the program on here, but there's definitely not.
I know, it's too bad.
You know, I know that there's something like conversion tracking where it tracks whether you click a button. Like you can put it in on a button click. And I don't know really how to do that, but I could look into.
I can search and see if I can find anything.
Yeah, that might be good. So anyway, okay, I hope that just is sort of that adds some information to.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, cool. Yeah, do you have any questions or? Oh, let me just show you the one that I did real quick. I had worried that the way you were writing URLs might be the problem. So I did it in this way, requests, where you don't give the whole like domain to start with, and you escape question mark characters.
Okay.
And it worked, but it didn't turn out to be the problem. But I did verify that this works. And let me just show you so I guess this is a way of doing it, but keep writing things the way you've been writing. It's working. But what I will say is that I made one conversion for myself, and so I'll just show you what it looks like when it works. Two people hit the December monarch retreat. One person dropped through to the profile page, so it doesn't mean that they actually converted. I didn't realize that was the goal, or I maybe would have made register or whatever. But anyway, I hit the program page, I hit the profile page, and somebody else hit the program page and didn't. So that's a 50% funnel conversion rate. And you'll see that there was a single solitary conversion on Wednesday. So that's kind of what it looks like when this information all lines up.
Okay.
So, okay.
All right, thanks, Fred. I appreciate it.
Okay, Laura. Yeah, my pleasure. Let me know if you want me to take further steps on this. But yeah.
I'm sorry.
Let me know if you want me to take further steps on this. Otherwise, I'll just sort of maybe let you obviously keep playing with it.
Okay.
Hey, here I'm going to stop recording this.